In the new Complex interview, Drake casually drops the bomb that Iceman isn't just a title, it's a character he's been inhabiting. When a heckler yelled at him midstream, his response wasn't just defensive, it was method acting. "That's some Iceman shit," he said, refusing to break character. This isn't Drake doing promo, this is Drake in role. He's not showing you himself. He's showing you a version of himself shaped by isolation, fame, and frost. He's not Drake right now. He's Iceman. Drake says the stove is hot, yet the Iceman album is still frozen in limbo. Is the stove is hot a real countdown or just a slick deflection? We'll break down what that line really means, why the rollout stalled, and the one truth nobody wants to admit. Is the album actually close, or is this another stall? Is the stove is hot a real countdown or just a slick deflection? Drake's Iceman streams weren't prepackaged visuals. They were fully live, high-stakes broadcasts shot like real-time documentaries. Complex confirmed it. 20 cameras, drone shots, unpredictable audience interaction, and no second takes. One minute he's in an ice warehouse, the next he's driving through Toronto with fans chasing his truck. You weren't watching a live stream, you were watching a live event. Drake's treating every stream like an HBO pilot. Drake might not say it out loud. This man feels like Drake is trying to copy Kanye's Good Fridays all over again. Back then, yeah, dropped rough cuts online weekly to test reactions before finalizing my beautiful, dark twisted fantasy. Drake is now running the same experiment, except instead of MP3 blogs, he's driving through cities with drones and live streams. He's watching fans react in real time, adjusting on the fly and shaping the album around you. Kanye tested beats. Drake is trying to be Aiden Ross, Kai C, Not Show speed of the music world. Can you really make an album this way? So far, the Iceman tracks dropped aren't all that. Drake was streaming live, riding through your hometown, and a stranger yells, "You're a bitch." Most artists would ignore it. He snapped back in real time, not as Drake, but as Iceman. Later, he laughed it off in the interview, explaining he never broke character. Proof that this wasn't staged, rehearsed, or cleaned up for PR. Drake compared it to watching a true crime documentary, the kind where you're supposed to pause, rewind, and theorize. The Pinocchio figure, the ice blocks, the distant murky club scenes, they're breadcrumbs, not answers. Drake wants fans building theories, arguing meanings, and going down rabbit holes. You thought, "What Did I Miss?" was a polished single? It wasn't even finished when it dropped. Drake freestyled it live during episode 1 inside that frozen truck, and only after the stream did it evolve into a real track. Same with Which One in episode 2. These aren't just releases, they're live prototypes. Drake is treating the rollout like a feedback loop, watching reactions and shaping the music in real time. Each episode had over 100 crew members, 20 plus live cameras, drones, tech ops, and 0 permits. In Manchester, security chased them off midstream. In Milan, they lost cameras to the police. Episode 2 was filmed in Manchester, but only because they abandoned the original plan in Birmingham last minute. With 3 days' notice, they secured new permits, crews, and locations. Episode 3, Milan, same chaos. Rain midstream, cops shutting down drones, cameras dying live. This wasn't a slick global rollout. It was improvised street-level media. Drake was dodging weather, traffic, and local authorities. Let's be real, parts of these streams felt weirdly slow. 5-minute static shots, long pauses, empty alleys. But that wasn't laziness, it was survival. In the Complex interview, Drake's team admits signal loss, live rerouting, tech malfunctions, even rain through entire moments off script. What felt like dead air was them fighting to stay live. Sometimes Drake didn't even know if they were still streaming. The tension wasn't an accident, it was real. You know those 3-hour theory videos breaking down Pinocchio, ice metaphors, and cryptic lyrics? Drake watches them, all of them. In fact, he said it himself. He loves when fans build their own conspiracies and connect imaginary dots. To him, that energy is part of the rollout. He's not handing you a plot, he's giving you puzzle pieces. And every fan breakdown becomes part of the feedback loop. Let's not play dumb. This complex interview wasn't random. Drake dropped it right before the next wave of Iceman content. Why? Because confusion was starting to overshadow the message. The streams were too cryptic, too misunderstood. This interview isn't just an explanation, it's a recalibration. It gets everyone back on the same page without destroying the mystery. Calling the album cold while claiming the stove is hot sends two opposite signals at once. Cold suggests it's frozen, distant, untouchable. Hot suggests it's active, moving, nearly ready. Now let's replay the phrase, the stove is hot. Say it again, slower. What actually changed since the last time you said the album was coming? Same silence, same stalled rollout, same question marks. At some point, repetition doesn't create anticipation, it creates disbelief. Words, when used too often without proof, stop feeling like promises and start sounding like loops. Every rollout, every teaser, every quote eventually faces the same test results. Heat without action is just noise. You can say the stove is on, the kitchen is warming, the album is loading, but until something actually drops, it's all nonsense. So now it comes down to one simple question. Is Drake actually cooking or just keeping the stove on so nobody notices the kitchen is empty? Every line, every hint, every delay is either building anticipation or quietly draining it. The Iceman album could still shock the world. It could still flip the narrative overnight. But until real action replaces real talk, all we have is heat without a meal. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.